Hello everybody, Darren here from PWS. You join us on our free jet wash to McLaren series. You have seen from our last episode that I was given this jet wash here from the guys from Christie's Guttering Clearing Services in Edinburgh. They dropped this off, so we're going to be getting into this today, and editor Darren is going to drop in two other machines that we've also been given on the free jet wash to McLaren. Let's get at it. This JCB machine, I've had a very quick look at it. The guys, when they dropped it off, they said it's done half an hour's worth of work. And when they were using it, it just didn't work right. It was stalling, it was cutting out, and it was playing up. After investigating it, I say investigating, I've put my hands on it. I found that the unloader valve is C-solid on it, which means that this machine was probably, when it was stalling, it was because it was running over pressure and it was overloading the engine and it was doing that. And also it's got the standard factory water inlet, which is dreadful. So for those of you that have brought the Hyundai or the JCB machine will know that although these can and will suck happily from a drum, it's very rare to get it working right and all the factory stuff. So we're going to go through how to modify these to make this work off a drum and just be better all round. So I'm going to have at the unloader valve first. So you're going to need, I don't know, let's have a look what tools we've got here. Let's get ourselves an adjustable spanner. What else are we going to need? A good tug on this. Let's take that apart. And as we'll see, I'll do some close-ups of this over time. Let's see whether this thing is turned on too high or if something is bent. So that seems to have worked. It's got its factory markings on it, but the factory markings could be a little bit too far down. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this apart. So we're going to undo this a little bit here. And we're going to whip this out. We're going to grease it up. And we are going to just check that it's not 19mm. Just check that it's not going to get bent or give us any trouble. I wonder what size it is. Is it 20? It's not 20. It would help if I'd prepped with the right tools, of course. And even that one doesn't want to go on. We'll find out when we get there. So we'll take this unloader valve apart. We'll go from there. So I'm not sure if anything is bent in here, but we'll have at it. Editor Darren, of course, while I'm doing this, will probably put the other footage in place. And by the time you rejoin me back here, this will be taken apart. So Alex, I can't believe what you brought me. This is mega. So what we've got here is we've got two heavy duty Karcher hot machines. These are pretty epic. I mean, these are probably $3-4 grand a machine each. No. Yeah. So this is going to get us on a good path. We're going to pull them off now. You'll catch up with us on the ground and we're going to find out exactly what they are. So here we have our free gift Karchers, first appraisal. We've got a HDS 1218-4S. So that means this is a 3-phase. Oh, that was a good start with the cover, wasn't it? So let's have a little looky what we've got with this machine here. So the electric box is intact, the burner's intact, but missing some electrode wires. See, the pump's fully intact. Good sign. Means plenty of bits to rob and do. Little pipe off up there. Oil that's oil coloured. A little bit of wet in there. Could be because it's been outside. Could be because it's damaged. Water in the tank. So I'm not seeing, this looks like it's had pinched. The ignition transformer might be inside. Oh, we've got a box full of bits. Always nice to have a box full of bits. Oh, This means somebody's had the burner fan off on the side. So is the fan on? And that's when the camera went flat when I was using my phone to record that footage. So let's head back to the workshop and catch back up with Darren, who's busy trying to do some close-ups with another camera that's going flat. Hopefully it'll get better. So, what I'm looking for in this unloader valve here is inside here, I'm making sure that there's no debris on the inside. So, as we can see, that's nice and clear down there. I'm checking the bottom of this here. So I want to make sure that there's no damage on it. This seat looks good. And again, I'm going to very quickly make sure that everything in here, so this shaft. So, after having a quick look at this was sticking a little bit. There's no debris in it. So we'll build that back up. We'll pop this back on. What you can't see on the camera, which I'll bring over and show you, is that in here, it'll be better if I show you on this camera. Inside here, so you've got an adjuster here. This is what does your total pressure. So when it's screwed down, this adjuster here will, you can screw it up or down. So when this knob's screwed down, it's like a total stop, a total adjustment. Inside here, if we just get it in the right light, you'll see that the screw comes through the bottom, and that's what pushes the spring further down. So disappointingly, I've not found anything wrong in here. Really, I'm a bit disappointed, but a good thing because it's less to fix, I suppose. It's not going to cost us as much, which will mean there's more profit for my McLaren. I'm thinking a McLaren 570 is one of the ones I'm thinking. I'm not thinking all singing, all dancing. I'm not thinking a 720, anything like that, but looks like a 570 would be good. Right, so let's sort out this water inlet. So these water inlet fittings, the standard ones, are rubbish. I've got no idea why they fit them with being so dreadful. I'm going to take my 2 adjustable spanners. I need to lock this off here. So I'll hold on to it, so I'll lock it off. Just my spanner for this bit here, which is like the little hose lock guide. And I'm hoping as well, as I get used to doing these videos for you guys, I can be a bit more descriptive and make the videos just stream along. But I'm like brand new at doing this, so as you'll see as I'm doing this, this is all wobbling all over. People tend to screw this in, but only do it finger tight, and it creates all kind of air leaks and problems. And there's also a little filter, so that's the only filter that they fit to this when it comes out. We now need our Allen key set. So inside here is an Allen key hole, which is, guess the size, 10mm. So we're going to use a 10mm Allen key to undo this. So I'm expecting this to be thread locked in, which it is. So that was just quite a bit of a tug to get it started. We're going to whip this out. So again, as I touched on the intro to the video, we're swapping this. This is the worst feature on this machine, is the water inlet. I've got no idea why the people that spec this spec it with such a dreadful water inlet setup, but it is terrible and inadequate in my opinion. We're going to take our new Y strainer. Now if I've guessed this right off camera, it's a 3/8 fitting in here. So for those of you, I will put a link to the kit on our website, But for those of you that like to shop around and whatever, I'll just tell you what the parts are, it's not a secret. So this is a 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, because on this one I'm going to use a 1/2 inch water filter, which will be more than adequate for the job. So just tighten that up nicely. I have used a Doughty washer on the back of that, which is why I've not used any PTFE tape. I will now use some PTFE tape on this front end. So this is a sealing tape so that we don't get the fitting drawing any air in. I do hope you're finding this interesting. This is quite technical for a YouTube video, although this is mildly technical. We are delving in a little bit more than a laugh and a joke with what we're doing. These are directional, by the way, your Y shape, Y filters even, Y shape Y filters. So they're a much better water filter than that little one that was on. And then on this particular machine, so I'm going to tighten this bad boy up nice and tight. Come on, just go round for me. One more, one more. A bit further. In an ideal world, you want your filter bottom to point down, but it's not mission critical. I'm okay with it being on the side, but if you were gluing it, you'd fasten that down. In fact, I am going to undo it. I'm going to hold that in position. Make a neater job out of it. If this was my machine, it wouldn't bother me that it was on the side, but as I'm going to retail this machine when it's finished, so one of you guys, hopefully from the channel, will decide that, you know what, I'm after a JCB machine. Really want that one that you put the new water inlet fittings on and you've been through it, because this will be better than a new one from the factory. I can't believe I find myself saying that, but in this case that's true. That's not just a random upsell. This really will be better than when it came out of the factory. So the other fitting I'm screwing in here is I'm going 1/2 inch to 3/4, because what I want to do is I want to fit some 3/4 Nito fittings on this. So I'll pull them out in a second. What you'll see from the fittings is we could fit a tail on this. If you're running at a bit of a budget, you could fit a standard hose tail at this point. Can you believe that? It's a Saturday morning here and somebody's busy ringing the phone in the middle of me doing videoing. Please don't ring us on a Saturday morning, especially when I'm doing my video for YouTube. So these fittings here, these are Nito fittings. These are considered the best ones in the industry. They're quick release fittings. I've chosen to go with the 3/4. And make sure your Nito fitting actually says Nito on it. And I've gone for a 3/4 to 3/4 because I'm going to be using 3/4 suction hose. So I will screw this bad boy on here now, and this gives this machine a nice high quality quick release inlet setup. Give this a bit of a tighten. So this means that when I grab my, here's one I made earlier, hoses. So this is 3/4 Spyro with brass end filter. I'm going to fit my fitting in my Nito probe. I'll tighten up my Jubilee clip. When I find which drawer Sonia keeps the tools in down this end of the workshop. So this lovely area of our workshop here that you're looking at, this is where some of our Alpha machines are made. So if you just happen to be popping onto this channel and you've got no idea what we do, we also make a range of Alpha machines. There's a gantry that runs above my head here, and this gantry is used for lifting the equipment on and off this bench. So we have a couple of girls that work for us, which is rare in the pressure washer industry. So it's a big shout out to all the women. And because these machines can weigh upwards of 70 kilograms to maybe 150 kilograms, it's way over manual handling here in the UK. So we use a gantry with a pulley system to lift these on and off, so we fall into the health and safety. So here we go. Here's our hose. This now clicks. Now what will be important with this hose, which we'll test when we go outside in a minute, that none of these fittings here leak any air. If any of this leaks any air, this will not suck out of a drum. But if you're going to be sucking out of a drum with a JCB or a Hyundai 4000P, this is what you need to do to it. I've done our very quick unload a valve check and free up. We'll put the black knob on, and we'll go grab this outside now. So I'll catch you on the other side. Oh, it's bright out here. So join us outside. We've just had the JCB on the deck, and we've done the water inlet conversion to make it something worthwhile and usable, and so it actually works. You'll see when I walk back to the JCB that we've now got our buffer tank, our inlet filter with our new pipe, and everything ready to go. So I've not run this machine yet, so this is still one of the free ones. At this point I'm not going to connect the high pressure hose up at all, because what I want to do is, one, check it starts, and two, I want to bleed all of the water out. So let's see if my free jet wash will actually start. I'm turning it on, I'm turning the fuel on, I'm turning the choke on, and I'm turning the throttle. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure what the sound is like. You'll see. It's now sucking all the water out. That's now bled itself. So now the machine has bled itself and covered my new camera with water. I'm now going to connect the water hose on. And I'm going to connect the gun on. So what I'm listening for this time when I start it up is I'm going to try and keep the trigger pulled. I'm going to take the nozzle out the end. I'm going to keep the trigger pulled because I'm not sure if the unloader valve works on it properly. So I'm going to turn it on. Away we go. There we have it. One working free jet wash to McLaren. So I'm now going to give my car a clean. Come join me. So for those of you that didn't know, the Hyundai and JCB don't like being left turned on. So it's because they don't have something called a return to tank function, which means that the pump overheats if you leave it idling. So given that I want to spend, well, the camera will tell me how much time I spend, but a minute or two running around the car, giving it a brush. I don't want to leave it idling for this amount of time because I don't want to damage the pump. So the biggest failure with these machines is that people leave them idling and melt the pumps. There we have it. The JCB is up and running and ready to be sold. So you guys, you tell me, how do you want me to package this up? Do we do a car care package for it? Shall I do a roof cleaning package for it? You come talk to me and let's get this sold and on its way to its new owner so I can get on my way to a new McLaren. Free jet wash to a McLaren. You'll see from last time I was given this JCB by the guys from Crystal Clear, not Crystal Clear, I'll start again.